Treetop Twins-WIldness adventures. The twins discovered a dodo. Treetop howl. The air was hot and full of noises as unseen animals squawked and howled from within the jungle. The Treetop family have taken their time machine back to the 16th country, to the jungle island of Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. The Treetop families were searching for dodos, strange birds that lived on Mauritius at that time. "What are dodos like?" asked Tulip. People used to think that dodos were heavy and slow and a bit gormless, explained Professor Penelope. "But now is our chance to find out the truth." And they had just reached a large clearing in the middle of the tangle of the jungle. A flock of birds was walking in the distance. "Those can't be dodos," said Asha, looking through her binoculars. "They're too thin." "They are definitely dodos," replied Professor Penelope, "and they don't look heavy at all." "No, we mustn't get too close," whispered Professor Pablo. "We mustn't disturb the dodos or touch them. For their own safety, this is the perfect place to watch them from behind this rock." The dodos were wandering around the clearing, their beaks close to the ground. "What are they doing?" asked Tulip. "They're sniffing the ground, trying to pick up the smell of fruit," whispered Professor Pablo, very excited. "So dodos are not gormless either." Asha began to draw pictures of the dodos in her notebook. Ted had forgotten his pencil again. "Will you lend me a pencil, Asha?" asked Ted. "I want to draw them too." "Why didn't you bring your own?" said Asha. "I'm not going to lend one to you. Then next time you might remember." "That's not very friendly," said Ted rather loudly. "Shh," whispered Effie. "You might disturb the dodos." But it was too late. The dodo had lifted up their heads. They saw the Treetop family crouched behind the rock, and they started running towards them. "They're just being friendly," said Professor Penelope. "Unlike Asha," grumbled Ted. "There are no protectors on this island," said Professor Penelope. So the animals and birds won't be frightened if they see a human." And the dodos were very friendly indeed. They rushed toward the Treetop family in a very welcoming way, little stubby wings outstretched so they could keep their balance, feathers flying. "Don't get too close," warned Professor Pablo. "We are not moving," protested Alfie. "It's the dodos who are getting up closer to us." Sure enough, the dodos came closer and closer and closer. "Well, in that case, everyone, run!" decided Professor Penelope. So the whole Treetop family ran out of the clearing as fast as they could. They overtook the giant tortoises, making their slow way across the clearing, their long-necked peering out of their shells. They overtook the skinks, basking on rocks in the sunshine, but however fast they ran, the dodo seemed to keep up with them. "I guess that proves it's then," puffed Professor Penelope, looking over her shoulder. "Proves what?" asked Tulip. "That Dodo isn't slow either," said Professor Penelope, panting and laughing as they made it back to the safety of the time machine. Nighttime on the island of Mauritius. The fruit bats fluttered through the jungle, and the parakeets stretched. The Treetop family were eating their supper under the stairs. Asha showed everyone her dodo pictures. They all looked very impressed, apart of Ted, who was still a bit cross with her for not lending him a pencil. Asha felt bad, so she ripped out a page from the back of her book and gave Ted a pencil. Ted smiled and began to draw his own picture. "So people are wrong about these dodos," said Tulip. "They're not heavy or slow or gourmetless at all." "And I was wrong about Asha, too," said Ted. "She can be friendly sometimes. Not as friendly as those dodos in us," said Alfie. "They were very, very friendly indeed. Maybe even a little too friendly."